when I'm at a house party or a pool party and I see a bunch of people with like a 18 pack or 12 pack of Coors Light, I just feel compelled to be like, hey man, I ain't trying to be rude, but do y'all need $7? Do y'all need? You're drinking Coors Light, you might need $7 and you're smoking mids. Alright. We got your headliner tonight. Oh, don't leave, please. I'll sing. If I saw you in heaven, would you know? They left, obviously. Thank you, though. I'm sorry. I do that. Hot chick getting up. Give it up for the hot chicks. Give it up for every woman in here. Every female. We wouldn't be here if y'all didn't push us out. Thank you. Y'all the shit, dog. Fucking women. Man. Alright, we got another comic. We got our last comic. He's a headliner. Y'all motherfuckers ready? You guys talking at the table. Y'all motherfuckers ready? Terrence and Tamsin, y'all ready? Alright. This next guy, he's big. He's been a local Tallahassee comic. He's been in the stable for the past 3 years. He's a founder of the Howler Monkeys. He made Godzilla crawl back in the ocean. I want y'all to give it up for the great Scott Peavy.
Okay, joke. One time, go to Circle K convenience store. Ask a lady for lemon Gatorade. She say, no lemon, is fruit punch only. I ask again, lemon Gatorade. She say, no lemon, fruit punch. I begin to grow angry. I ask, lemon Gatorade, like this. She say, fruit punch, so I hit her. She break 5-hour energy display. She break Jack Link sausage container. She break jawbone. But she land very funny, so it's good joke. Alright, good night everyone, thanks. Hey, real quick, give it up for everybody you've seen tonight, man. These guys are really good. A lot of good local comics here in Tallahassee. So many good local comics. We brought 2 people from out of Tallahassee for some reason. I'm just kidding. You guys are great. So I know my mom's not here to tell you this, but as you can see, I'm very handsome. As a matter of fact, I'm what my mom and my doctor both refer to as handsome fat. What's handsome fat, you might ask? Well, handsome fat is when you kind of look like Russell Crowe putting on weight to play John Goodman in a movie. It's kind of like where I'm at. I got that locked down, you know. If that, like, John Goodman's not even dead, so that's be a weird movie, but yeah, the last time I was there, my doctor said, Mr. Peavy, you're not the ideal weight for your height. You can use this chart on the wall, crunch some numbers, figure out what you should be. So I looked at the chart, I did some math, and I said, I think your chart's a little off. It says I should be 9.5 feet tall. I'm not real good at math myself, but that's like 3.5 feet too much, man. And he said, no, what I'm saying is you need to go on a health bar diet, that's what he called it. 6 months, replace one meal with a health bar, come back and see me. All right, go get them. He did like that. So as I left, and I was like, I'm gonna do this guy one better. I'm gonna eat, replace 2 meals with a health bar for a whole year. Go back and see him and like freak his mind, you know. So I did that. Went back and got worse news somehow on his health bar diet. Not only had I gained weight, but apparently I have a 4th grade reading level. I've been eating Heath bars for a year. That's 1 letter off. Still pretty good for a 4th grader. So I did what I always do when I'm depressed with a Taco Bell. Right, Travis? Yeah. And this was back when the Taco Bell Doritos Locos Tacos had just come out with the nacho cheese and Cool Ranch, and it had its own slogan for that. It said, "Collect all two." Okay, well that's weird. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's one word that covers all two. Both. But anyway, whatever. Also, how did Taco Bell know I collect food? That's totally what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna collect all two, take them home, put them on my collectible food shelf, right next to my Wendy's Frosty and my limited edition McDonald's McRib sandwich, all still in original packaging. But the problem with that is then you get hungry, you end up eating your whole collection, you gotta go back, collect all two again. So, 6 straight months of that, I now have a brand new collection. I've collected all 2 types of diabetes. I don't actually know if there is a type 3 diabetes, but if there's not, rest assured, Scott Peavy is working on it. I teamed up with Taco Bell. We're gonna have that for you. So I'm on a real diet now, and when I'm skinny and I've dropped all this weight, I'm gonna miss the fat pros. And I don't mean what you're thinking, professional fat people like Kirstie Alley and the Man vs. Food guy. I'm talking about the pros to being fat. Like no one ever asked fat guy to run over there and grab that for me. Me, why? Do you need it in a little while? Is it important that the person who gives it to you is winded? But by far the best pro to being fat is people always assume fat guy wants the rest. And we do, we so do. Yeah, I'll finish those last couple pieces of pizza. No, you guys leave the picture here. I haven't even had any that you know of. No, it's cool, you should leave the birthday cake. I have people coming over later. Yeah, Mr. Jim Beam and Mr. Netflix. Shit, happy birthday to me. Anything we got this way? So, anybody remember when they got their first smartphone? Yeah. I remember because it was last year. So, I'm a little behind the times. I got a Android smartphone for the first time. The guy's trying to explain how it works to me, and I started getting lightheaded. Like I'm gonna go eat a meal and figure this out, sir. Stop talking. So I went to TGI Fridays. I'm sitting there, I'm eating some food, putting my contacts into my new smartphone. Accidentally called my mom, of course. And she has an iPhone she's had for years. So she's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I said, "Hey, I just got this new smartphone, Android, trying to figure out how it works, sitting here at TGI Friday." She goes, "Oh, got any good apps?" I was like, "Yeah, I like the jalapeno poppers myself." She goes, "What does that do?" I said, "Makes you not as hungry for a few minutes." She said, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah?" And then it turned out apps is short for 2 different words. It's just a fat communication, miscommunication. A little Freudian slip there. A big fat miscommunication. Hey, speaking of Freud, you guys know what a Freudian slip is, when you mean to say one thing and accidentally say something else. I think that Sigmund Freud came up with the Freudian slip after just having had one in front of like a large group of people, you know? Like I can just see him like he's regaling a group of colleagues at a table about his trip out of town. Like, "Yes, I just got back from a lovely wine tasting. That's a theory of mine I've been working on for a while. Calling it a Freudian slip, why not? Everybody does it. You do it. Yeah, you do. I just wanted to give you an example of what one was so we could open the floor for discussion or not. We don't talk about it at all. I'm actually going to turn in. I got to go sleep with my mom. Take a nap. And fondle the dog. That's what I meant. I have no idea what the guy was like. Speaking of dicks, I work with a guy. He's a real dick. Everybody knows this guy. He's the one-upper. He's the guy that acts like he's smarter than everybody else, cooler than everybody else. He came to work one day wearing a utility vest, not unlike this, but with pockets and stuff on it. Inside the front vest pocket, he had a banana sticking out of his pocket. I was like, what a dick, what an asshole. Who does that? That's not normal looking. But then I realized this is my moment to use that, is that a banana in your pocket or are you just happy to see me joke? Like, when do you ever actually get to use that joke? So I waited for there to be a lot of people around him. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be good. And I waited and I struck and I was like, hey, is that a banana in your vest? Fuck, I said vest and I was supposed to say pocket. So I had to think on the fly and this is what came out. Hey, is that a banana in your vest? Or are your genitals in a weird place? Nailed it. Speaking of dicks, you ever notice how whatever follows the term, if it makes you feel better, it's never actually made you feel better? Like, you always get one of two different people. You get the overachiever. This guy's trying to like over-sympathize, you know, like, hey man, what's wrong? Oh, my dog is sick. Yeah, well, if it makes you feel any better, my dog just died. No, that doesn't make me feel better. Yeah, Grandma backed over him in the car on my birthday. Dude, no, no, that's terrible, no. But yeah, but there's an upside. I mean, she felt so bad, she had a stroke, she's in the hospital now, so, you know. No, I don't know. That's terrible. I'm gonna go cry. Or you get the underachiever, like this guy does not know how to sympathize with another human being at all. No connection skills. Hey man, what's wrong? Oh, my dog's sick. Yeah, I hear ya. Well, if it makes you feel any better, I got a boogie. And it's way back there, man. I can't quite reach it. Like, my finger can get up there, but my nail's on the wrong side. If my finger could turn the other way, I could probably get it. My girlfriend's got long, skinny fingers. She could get it, but she won't stick a finger in my nose. She'll stick a finger in my ass, won't stick a finger in my nose. Anyway, sorry to hear about your cat. It's a dog, and thanks. Speaking of dicks, who likes drinking? Good. Bear with me. You know when you get to that special level of blackout drunk and you become like another person, this drunk dick version of yourself? My other version of myself likes to play pranks on people. Yay! But what he's found out is that when you play pranks on people who are also drunk, they like to hit you with their fists. So, this drunk version of me has found out there's still one guy he can play pranks on who can never prank him back. And that's hungover me the next day. It's a little game that I like to call Drunk Riddler versus Hungover Batman. Drunk Riddler will do anything from as mild as just like running up a huge bar tab and forgetting to pay, like, ha ha! And then, Hungover Batman's gonna come in the next day and foot the bill. Or Drunk Riddler might hang out with a good friend of mine who I've known for years, have a great conversation all night, then in the middle of the conversation, slap him in the face and go, you don't know shit about unicorns, and like run. And then Hungover Batman's gotta wake up the next day like, who did I slap last night? Who do I owe a Facebook apology to? Or I'll wake up in the morning and find a highlighter on my coffee table, and that means he left me a riddle. So I gotta turn off the lights, find my black light, be like, great, where the hell is, here we go. Riddle me this. What's brown and green, and I pooped in your work shoes? Oh, dude, I have a double shift today. And that's not a proper riddle. I don't know if you noticed. Yeah, so, speaking of dicks, I can tell some of you are like me. You've thought to yourself on occasion, I'd like to give a stranger a hand job, but I don't really know how to break into that. The dating scene's not my thing. I don't really like bars. Here's what you do. I know you're at a bar that doesn't, just go with me. I have a move. It's a variation on a move you might have heard of. My move is called the reverse stranger. Now, what the stranger is a masturbatory move that a gentleman might do where he's probably not a gentleman, but he'll sit on his hand until it's numb and then masturbate with it, and it's like a stranger's giving you a hand job. Like, whoa, who is this? The reverse stranger is where you tie a piece of string around your penis until it falls asleep, and then you masturbate. It's like you're giving a stranger a hand job. So there you go. You're welcome. But that leaves the door open for something I've dubbed the double reverse. That's where you tie the string around your penis, you sit on your hand, you wait till they're both numb, and then you masturbate, and then it's kind of like you're in the room while someone else is masturbating. I hadn't really worked all the bugs out of that one. If you try it, I'm on Facebook, look me up, let me know how it went. something. I didn't say it was great, I just said it was something I came up with. It's out there. Now it's out there. Hey, speaking of dicks, so my doctor told me that you could use urine to cure athlete's foot. And I was like, that's great, but he didn't tell me like how long I gotta keep drinking urine until my athlete's foot goes away. Hey, speaking of dicks, I work at a pawn shop. Alright, that one doesn't really work. I've worked at a pawn shop for 12 years. And what I've noticed over the past 12 years is that like, in the past recent, like 5 years, whenever there's been these new pawn TV shows, people who watch them now think all pawn, like they think they understand pawn shops. You know, they come in, they think we're all experts now on everything. They bring us stuff, like they saw on Pawn Stars, where someone brought in George Washington's wooden teeth, and the guy brings in his on-call wooden teeth expert, or whatever. It's not really exactly how it goes, like people would still try. They bring in like something, they go, what can you tell me about this? And I gotta go, shh. I can tell from the sticker on the back, it's a 1995 Magic Chef microwave. As you can see on the inside, wait, do you mind if I open it? As you can see on the inside, is this the original door? Oh, that's gonna cost you. You can tell by the patina of spaghetti sauce on the inside that whoever owned it reheated a lot of spaghetti and didn't like to clean their microwave and give you $5 for it. I'd give you 10, but I gotta clean 12 years of dried spaghetti sauce. I don't think the math adds up on that. Who cares, right? Back with the jokes, fat boy. I know, I am getting there. The other thing about the pawn shows is like they're all named after porn genres. I don't know if you noticed that. The first one was Pawn Stars. Okay, kind of subtle, maybe you missed it. Then Hardcore Pawn came out, like that's pretty obvious. Then there's that Cajun Pawn. I mean, well, okay, I don't really know what Cajun porn is, but I'm sure it has a lot to do with shrimp, and that's gross. Now on, I think Cartoon Network, or no, Nickelodeon has got a new kid-themed pawn show coming out called Kitty Pawn. Style Network is giving RuPaul his or her own pawn show called Tranny Pawn. That one does sound real. No, I know. That one does sound real. It's not. That sounds too real to be a joke, but it is. That's weird. Hey, speaking of Ninja Turtles, there's a new movie coming out this year. Yay! It's produced by Michael Bay. Ooh, thank you. Michael Bay, who ruined Transformers for me, and then apparently said, hey, what tattoo does Scott Peavy have on his left arm? Oh, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Yeah, I'll ruin that for him, too. I mean, it might be okay, I don't know. As an adult Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan, there's a few things that, you gotta accept, First off, for 4 talking mutant Ninja Turtles and a rat who live under the sewers of New York City, excellent vocabularies on these guys. I mean, just like, in the first movie alone, they're playing Trivial Pursuit, a game I can't even play. And Raphael reads the question, what Russian novel composed of more than 400 characters? And Donatello cuts him off and says, War and Peace. Like, shit, they shouldn't know any of that. Their entire vocabulary should be composed of things they hear screamed down from the streets of New York City. And forget being superheroes, they should be crawling out of the streets, robbing old ladies and screaming, fuck you, taxi! They probably eat a lot of pizza though, so that's accurate at least. But also, you gotta think about this. 4 talking mutant Ninja Turtles and a rat. It's not very likely. 1 maybe, but not 4. And then you could argue, there's other characters in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that could be real, Scott. There's the Shredder, there's April O'Neil, there's Casey Jones. And the Shredder has a suit of razor blade armor and an army of ninja robots. That's not very likely. April O'Neil, TV news reporter who knows 4 talking mutant turtles and a rat and chooses not to report on them? That's not likely. But Casey Jones, on the other hand, is basically just a homeless guy with a hockey mask and a golf club, just like beating people up in the streets of New York City. And I've never been to New York City, but I'm 100% positive there's at least one homeless dude with a hockey mask and a golf club in Central Park right now, just wailing away on some bushes or something, and he's screaming, "Cowabunga!" and he's hallucinating Ninja Turtles and robots and shredders, and that's probably really going on. So that makes me feel good. I don't know about you guys. New York, a lot of seedy hotels there, I assume. It's funny, you only ever hear seedy used with hotels. Like we never call anything else seedy. Like somewhere there's got to be a seedy dentist office, or a seedy Payless, seedy Build-A-Bear workshop maybe. Somewhere, this is a thought, that's all. Hey, did you guys hear in the news recently, there was this is actually serious, there was a moped accident, really bad moped accident in the news that I heard. This is actually something that really happened. It's actually a moped, like head-on collision recently. This is serious. Both guys, man, they scraped their knees all up. It's terrible. Had to sit there while traffic drove by laughing at them. Just hate that. You hate to hear that. Poor moped guys. So I went on a trip one time to Cancun, and I highly recommend it. I met this beautiful stripper named Tequila, of course. Tequila Mockingbird. I just got that. Tequila Mockingbird. Oh, that's neat. Anyway, that's where I got herpes. Also took a trip very recently to a much closer place, the Withlacoochee River. Have you guys heard about the Withlacoochee River? Turns out, I know people think that it's like Native American name, Withlacoochee. Turns out it's actually Spanish, stands for with the coochie. It's with the coochie. So I do a lot of silly jokes. But I always was a big fan of comedians who did like self-deprecating jokes, where they make fun of themselves a lot. Like I always loved those, but I can't write them for some reason. I'm just no good at it. I guess I'm just too stupid. You guys are awesome. Hey, you know what today is? That's right. June 27th. That means we're only a month and a half away from Shark Week, right? It's only 6 more shopping weeks. 6 more shopping weeks till Shark Week. I love Shark Week. I saw this thing on Shark Week one time. Did you see